The book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai. I'm going to start right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. And Shalom to 144,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming at you with a lesson in regards to the fact that the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai, has determined to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Okay? And we're seeing that play out, man. This is a wicked and sinful kingdom. The most wicked and most sinful kingdom ever to be erected on the face of the earth. All right? And we're at the time of America's demise, man. Babylon's destruction is at hand. And every day that goes forward, we're edging closer and closer to that happening. Which is not a sad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for the world, especially us Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. That symbolizes the end of our captivity. So when we see news reports of World War III escalating, all right, we rejoice because that's the Lord bringing our captivity to an end. Okay? This is the place of our captivity. All right? And we need the Lord to bring an end to this place. And he will. He's determined to destroy it from off the face of the earth, as we read right here in Amos 9 and 8. Now, this originally applied to, those wicked Israelites. All right? But this applies to America, Babylon the Great in these last days. Okay? We were once that sinful kingdom. All right? But the Lord is raising up an elect. And that's why he says he will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Because he has an elect remnant that's going to be saved. You see what I'm saying? All right? The 2/3 who cleave unto this place, you're going to die right along with the sinful kingdom. Okay? We just pray that we're the elect and we're saved and spared from the coming destruction. It's going to, pretty much take place in the midst of World War III, which is escalating. Matter of fact, let's get a quick news clip on this matter. Recent news. Check it out. All right, check this out. News clip from my ABC. All right. And it says Biden approves Ukraine use of long-range U.S. missiles inside Russia. Check it out.
Now to the new developments in the war in Ukraine. Overnight, Russia launching a massive drone attack targeting power plants across Ukraine. Ukraine says at least 5 people were killed. Many are without power as freezing temperatures grip the country. Hours after the attack, President Biden, for the first time, authorized Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with long-range missiles supplied by the U.S.
Watch breaking news.
Okay, so that's one clip. You see it, right? That's the recent news. So Biden, has just approved, long-range missiles, which were supplied by the U.S., all right, for Ukraine to use to shoot into Russia. All right, so this is showing you that the United States is getting more and more active and blatant in this war with Russia, man. Stirring the pot up. It's only going to get worse. All right, and you got Turkey, the president of Turkey, just recently talking about, he doesn't want to have any ties with the nation of Israel, or the state of Israel, all right, due to the genocide that they're committing over there in the Middle East, man, on those Palestinians and in Gaza. So people are pulling back from the U.S. and Israel, man, showing you that prophecy is playing out, because it's prophesied that even the U.S. And its allies are going to separate, man. All right, that's coming next. You already got people separating from Israel. You're going to have nations separating from the U.S. as well, because they don't want to have any parts of this shit that's getting ready to come for the United States. But let's go ahead and get a precept on that matter. All right, here we have right here the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, or it's only one chapter, but verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy, all right, all your allies, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right, this is the prophecy right here for you, Babylonians, you Americans, man. You think that you're gonna bounce back and somehow avoid World War III and remain on top? Nah, man. Even your own allies are plotting against you as we speak. All right. That's how this thing gonna play out, man, because they see that you're the problem in the earth. America is the problem, man. All right. To the point where even its own allies will turn against America. And matter of fact, let's get another precept on that matter. Hold on a second. Because they just doing the most, man. America doing way too much. All right, here we have it right here. The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 16. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right, that's going to happen in the midst of World War III. And those, the 10 horns, that represents, the allies of America. All right, the whore is America, Babylon the Great. You see? So they're going to turn against America and burn her with fire by way of thermonuclear missiles. These other nations are going to eventually eliminate the problem, man. They're going to eventually shoot their nukes at America. Isn't that crazy? Plot twist, right? That's what's going to happen. It's always been right here in the scriptures. But now we have the understanding of what this means. And we see it happening exactly how it was written. All right? America's going to do too damn much. And eventually these other nations are going to get tired of America and destroy America. All right? So, and Russia's going to be a main adversary for America, Babylon the Great in the last days in the midst of World War III. All right. Matter of fact, let's get Ezekiel 38 real quick. All right, here we have the highly prophetic book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. It goes into Russia, all right, coming up against America, all right. And I'll start at verse 1 and read down. It says, and the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog. All right, that's talking about Russia right there. That word Gog, all right, that's the ancient name for that land that Russia inhabits today. Okay. And Magog is not a separate entity. Magog, it just means the land of God, because you got the IUIC that butcher that. They think it's talking about two different entities. Nah. All right. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right. And Russia is that chief prince over there in that region. Now it says, and say thus. It's like it, and say, thus saith the Lord power. Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. So the Lord is using these Russians to pretty much eliminate America, Babylon the Great. The Lord controls all nations. He controls all spirits, all souls on the earth. All right. They're nothing more than tools for his purpose. And they're both Edomites. Those Russians are Edomites, man. The Lord ain't with Russia. All right. They finna go into slavery. But he's going to use them against each other, man. All right. Edomite against Edomite. All right. Now it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord is gathering these Russians, man. When he says he's going to put hooks in their jaws, meaning he's going to spiritually turn them back to that warlike mentality, man. All right. You see, because, the tensions between, Russia and the United States, they're being heightened. He's turning them back to that warlike mentality to come up against the West. Okay. That's what's going on, man. So, it says verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And Persia is synonymous to who? Iran. These are these countries right here, these nations that you see listed right here, these are all allies of Russia. Okay, because Russia is pretty much the the big brother to all these nations, man. They're pretty much standing up and being a guard unto them, because they're all opposed to America, Babylon the Great. All right, these damn Elamites, all right, Iranians, these Arabs, all these Middle Eastern countries, man, they're against America, man, and they're standing behind Russia. All right, World War III, man, and they all getting their militaries ready. Russia supplying them with missiles and all type of stuff going on, man. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, ready for war. Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, all right, all his armies, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what Russia is, man. Salakia. Russia is a guard unto these other smaller nations. Okay? But, you know, they're eventually going to come after America. Verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter days thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right, but hold on, I want to get to the point real quick. It says, right here, here's the point, verse 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. So Russia is gathering all these nations to come up against the West, man, especially America. All right, now check it out. Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. So Russia, all right, they finna do something dramatic. All right, that's what it's talking about right here. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. And that's synonymous to America, Babylon the Great, the land of unwalled villages. Okay, remember that. That's talking about America. I will go to them that are at rest and that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bar nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. All right, so that's what's going to happen. All right, there's going to come a point in time where, all right, Russia's going to do something dramatic unto America, Babylon the Great, and we'll just see how that plays out. But it's right here in prophecy. The Lord's going to put an evil thought into their mind, and that could be right around the corner, man. All right, seeing that America has just approved Ukraine to use long-range missiles in Russia. Right, here's another video clip on that same recent news. Check this out.
It's being reported this evening that President Biden has lifted restrictions on Ukraine using US weapons to strike deeper inside Russia. President Zelensky has been pushing Western allies to allow his forces to use the missiles. It's believed the decision could help shift momentum in the conflict. Sky Security and Defence Editor Deborah Haynes joins me now from Rio de Janeiro, where the G20 summit is due to start tomorrow. And this news will come as a huge relief to President Zelensky, who has been calling for it for many weeks.
It will, and Joe Biden is actually going to be coming here to Rio de Janeiro, where he will be meeting alongside other world leaders like China's president. He met him yesterday, actually, on the sidelines of a different summit in Peru. Vladimir Putin normally comes to the G20. Russia, of course, a member, but he is facing arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court, and so is not going to be here. He said previously that his presence would be a distraction, but you can be sure that Russia's war in Ukraine will be talked about on the sidelines of the summit and as well as inside the centre. And for Joe Biden to make this decision now, after months of deliberating over whether or not he was going to allow the Ukrainians to use these long-range army tactical missile systems. They are ballistic missiles launched from ground-based systems against targets inside Russia, something that the Americans seem to have been hesitant to allow, concerned that it might then prompt an escalatory response by Russia. But according to reports in...
Now you hear that? You hear what she said? That this action could prompt a reaction from Russia. All right, we just read in Ezekiel 38 that the Lord's going to put an evil thought into their mind. They finna do something to America at some point in time. But I want to check this video out. This just came out. This is a recent video from ABC News. Let's check this one out real quick.
What's prompted this is there's a build-up of troops around Kursk, Ukrainian, Russian and North Korean. Some 9,000 or 10,000 North Korean troops have gone there.
Oh, yep. And also remember, all right, North Korea, all right, is working alongside Russia, which is an adversary of America. North Korea and America, that they're enemies. All right, so, man, this is playing out exactly how the Bible stated it. So you got North Korean troops over there in Ukraine. Okay, this is getting ugly, man. It's getting very interesting. Let's play this.
Yeah, Kursk, of course, is part of Russia itself that Ukraine in a counteroffensive took. It's clearly aggravating Vladimir Putin, and it appears that Ukraine took it with sort of negotiations now being discussed as a real possibility. It appears Ukraine took it to have a major bargaining chip to basically say, we'll give you back Kursk to Russia if you give us back Crimea. But what's triggered this latest one, in my view, is that there's a big build-up of troops there, and it looks like those North Korean and Russian troops are going to try to move into Kursk in the next day or two. So I think this is a way of the Americans finally allowing the Ukrainians to fight with both hands, not one hand tied behind their back.
So what difference will the use of these US-supplied missiles inside Russia, far inside Russia, make to the war and Ukraine's ability to resist Russia's advances?
This will make a big difference. This is exactly what Russia did not want, which says something. Some of them, for example, the Attack MS missiles have a range of about 300 kilometres, others 500 kilometres. The Ukrainians have had the Storm Shadow. The British gave them a lot of Storm Shadow cruise missiles some time ago, but on strict conditions that you don't fire them deep into Russia. And that's been a real frustration for the Ukrainians, that the Russians are hitting us like overnight, this massive attack, as we can see. They've hit from Lviv all down to Odessa and up to Kyiv. But we, the Ukrainians, is their view, we haven't been able to respond in kind. We're limited. We've got one hand tied behind our back. This will certainly free up the Ukrainians. It's fascinating, the dynamic. Do they only have 10 weeks to do this before Donald Trump comes in? But it's...
Okay, so yeah, man, you see all the notifications popping up on this matter. All right, it's a big deal, man. All right, don't take this lightly. The Lord is moving things. He's speeding things up, and call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We need that to happen. We need this thing to pop off so we can get the fuck out of here. All right, and the main prophecy that we're looking forward to is the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip being made mandatory. That has to happen before this war goes completely nuclear, man. So that's right around the corner. Okay, be looking out for that. All right, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip spoken of in Revelation 13, verse 16 on down through 18. Okay, we'll play a little bit more of this, and we're gonna get ready to close it. Just a news update, man.
Certainly a window. It's a dramatic escalation of this war.
So far, what's been Russia's response then to this suggestion that Ukraine will be allowed to use these?
Well, Russia's been warning all along, and their view is at the moment saying that these are NATO-supplied weapons. If you fire them deep into Russia, essentially NATO is joining this war, and that therefore Russia is at war with NATO. It really raises the stakes, which is something the Americans haven't wanted to do. But I think the Americans realise the Ukrainians are losing this war slowly, and it just keeps going on.
As you touched on, Donald Trump is taking office, of course, as the new president of the US in January. He's previously criticised the scale of US aid to Ukraine. What can we expect him to do?
We really don't know what's going to happen with Donald Trump. I don't think even Elon Musk, who's with him seemingly all the time, I don't think even he knows. But Donald Trump has said, I'll solve the Ukraine war in 24 hours. Whatever that means. The Ukrainians are nervous because they know that he has close relationships, opaque relationships as well with Russia, with Vladimir Putin. However, Zelensky's been quite smart. He spoke to Donald Trump in the last week, and Elon Musk, who happened to be at the table with Donald Trump. And so Zelensky is trying to win over Trump now and get him to take more of a neutral position. So we really don't know what the future of Ukraine holds.
But we do know the future of America, all right? And you Edomites, and in general. All y'all are getting ready to go down in midst of World War III. All right, this is your last war. This is the last war, man. The last major war, World War III, is happening. All right, that has to happen before the kingdom of heaven is established. This is the war that's going to take you Edomites out of power, man. All right, because the Lord's going to show up in the midst of all this. So we're getting closer and closer to the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, who's going to redeem the nation of Israel. So, hey, we need this to escalate. So I'm going to end this lesson with this. All right, this is Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now, if you understand this right here, this is talking about World War III. World War II, all right, the second woe was already past, right? And it says the third woe, or the third war, cometh quickly, and it's happening quick. It'll be here before you know it, man. It's going to be all out nuclear war here very soon, man. But like I said, the RFID microchip has to be made mandatory, all right, to buy and sell. You see, civil war has to, all these things got to take place, but everything is happening at the same damn time. So it's going to be quickly, man. You think you got all this time to repent? You Israelites need to repent now, man. Turn back to your only means of safety, man, being Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? The Lord said He's going to protect us in times of war, man, which is approaching. All right? There's no escaping it. There's no avoiding it, man. It's necessary, for the kingdom of heaven to be established, man. This is prophecy. There's no sidestepping it, man. Okay? This is all the Lord's will taking place in the earth. All right? So I'm in this right here. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Kwame Yasharal in the Bible Ball, Shalom.